Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. My name is DFree, and in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Extreme Z Awakening for Kid Gohan, and kind of like how that event works, what to expect, teams that would be prioritized in that type of event, units that would be really good in other teams, etc. So I want to try to give you guys all the tools you need, so maybe you can start preparing in advance a little bit, right? Now, as far as the team is concerned that you see on the right, can't really start preparing for that right now because that stuff isn't live. If you have any questions, I will probably be able to answer it to some degree anyways in this video, so stay tuned for that. Also, last little tidbit, if you want to see actual gameplay of this guy's Extreme Z Awaken event, I did stages 1 through 45 in a stream whenever the event went live, and the reason I went through 45 is because you want to keep playing this event because you actually get orbs. I'm going to talk about that later. But if you want to see how easy it is, how quick it is, and things of that nature, trying to kind of get like a general feel for it, link will be down below in the description. It'll also pop up right in the middle of the screen, final 20 seconds of this video anyway, so you can just kind of watch this one through and then click right in the middle of the screen. It'll be right there, and you can see that stuff and get a first-hand experience of the event as well. So as far as it's concerned, the event is weak against the Planet Namek Saga, excuse me, and these are the characters that are a part of the category. We have the Gohan as the main leader. He's actually the only leader of this category right now. Now, you can actually be farming this guy over on Global right now. His event is live. Unfortunately, he does not have the leader skill yet because, well, he gets it after Extreme Z Awakening. So technically, you have to play through the event in order to get Gohan to be good. But there's a window in there where you can actually use his leader skill, which we'll talk about momentarily, where you go back past stage 30, basically, where you technically stop at stage 30 if you want to be able to Extreme Z Awaken Gohan. Then you can technically use the Namek Saga leader and another Gohan leader to finish off the remaining stages if you would like to continue playing. So anyways, these are the other characters. We have this new Goku that's going to be given out. You guys have gotten them if you're on Global as part of the Stamina campaign. I also showed him off yesterday on JP because, of course, we can actually awaken him on JP, or he is awakenable. And these are the other characters down here. If you're asking why the Golden Friezas are in here, I don't know why they're still in here, but they're in here because they awaken from various units like these Friezas down here. But I don't know why they're still in here. And the funny thing is they're in here on JP too, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's weird. Anyways, if we scroll all the way down, this Goku I don't think was ever acquirable, but I think he's from the story stage. This is the Ginyu Goku from the Bob Shop. You have all these R characters, and you even have your non-important characters. I think I'm going to try a troll team with those STR guys. So as far as this team is concerned, or the event is concerned, excuse me, if we come over here, huge shout out to the Dokkan Wiki for this information. The first several stages, as you see, you're fighting Kui? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Kui. Anyways, then after that, you go on to fight Dodoria. You see, he takes reduced damage by 50% from intelligence types. So, like, you already start having a hard time using int types, and they stop doing very good damage. But anyways, if we continue scrolling down, Zarbon, and then Super Zarbon, then Vegeta, and the Vegeta is actually the last boss on stage 30. If you've played Extreme Z Awakens, you know that stage 30 is when you basically finish getting the medals and stuff that you would need. And of course, there's another Kai here. They're giving Kais incrementally to finish Gohan to 15 if you would like to. Quick tip, you don't have to do that. You can just build another Gohan and combine them. Anyways, so that's the last stage that you need to play through to be able to Extreme Z Awaken Gohan, and that's basically what I meant. So the reason why I said you want to keep playing is, look, there's still a bunch of orbs to be had, and Vegeta's not really getting much better as we proceed. His percentage increase goes up to 70% against those types, but the reason why you use the special team, by the way, is that this type of stuff literally doesn't apply to the special characters. Like Ginyu, he's not getting reduced by 70%. Now, his damage is still technically reduced, and he would technically take a little bit more due to type disadvantage, but he's not being hampered in any way, shape, or form because of the fact that he does not have access to well, he isn't being hampered because he does, have access to the special characters. But again, you could still keep playing because you still get rewards. You still get rewards. I wonder myself if I actually finished stage 78 or 77. I wonder if I did it. I feel like I did. But yeah. So in my stream, because these characters weren't out yet, if you're wondering when this stuff is coming out, by the way, this is part 2 of the anniversary. Right now, there is no in-game information about part 2. That'll pop up in probably like a week or so. We'll start seeing that, hey, the Extreme Z Awakening for Gohan has been announced and stuff like that. They put a little banner in there for it, but, you know, there's not anything really talking about it. So as far as part 2 is concerned, remember I said earlier, you know, we had no access to any of the characters that are on the team and Dokkan over there. But that's because what happened on JP was Gohan came out on the 14th. He actually lasted for almost a month, by the way. That's a pretty wide period of time. His Extreme Z Awaken event came out then anyway. But down here is where we get the Ginyu Force characters. And this was their in-game announcement. No, that's the little manga panel. I think that was a part of it. But anyways, there's an in-game announcement, which would be like right here. Yep, there it is. So the Ginyu Force characters are coming. So this came out literally a week later. And it permanently stayed. So what happened was daily, and I can actually show you this example now. Daily, the Ginyu Force characters are live. So right now, wrong side. If we come over here, right now, who's live? Physical type? Tech type? Don't know. Oh, it's over here. I don't know. I was in the right spot. It's Raccoon. So right now, Raccoon is live. So ultimately, global players, if you didn't know, they are here every day. You know, and it's a daily thing where you grind the characters. They drop pretty well, I would say, on their actual stages. On the weekend, I think all of them are open, or it's just one stage. It's been a while. But nonetheless, you can't drop the characters on the weekend. You can just get their orbs. They all use their own special orbs, except for the LR Ginyu Force. How you would get the LR Ginyu Force, by the way, is by 100%ing all of the others, and it would complete the mission requirement, and you would get this in the missions. Otherwise, when Battlefield comes, you can get it from Battlefield too. But this character in the front actually uses special orbs, or regular orbs. The other ones actually use special ones. So that's why I said there was a window of time where, you know, if you wanted to wait, you could. But we didn't know at the time that these characters would be super good, I don't think, and stuff like that. So we didn't know what to expect, actually. So nobody really wound up waiting. So ultimately, as far as the teams are concerned, right, like I said now, since Global has the advantage, and always has had the advantage, if we're being honest, of being able to have the preparation and have foresight, you could technically wait until you 100% these characters. Like, they're really easy to 100%. Like, each one of them took me just one day. I got them done same day. It's really not that hard, not that bad. Drops were pretty good as far as the characters are concerned. And, of course, they do awaken. These are their rebirths, etc., etc. So you could wait. Otherwise, here are a few other viable options. As far as the team that would be best at it, I would say, would be this team. Just not exactly this team, cookie cutter, has to be this way, but Super STR. I think Super STR has the easiest path to victory, especially if you have these two characters. First, you should have this Gohan. He's really easy to get. His event is live. Again, make sure you 100% him. He uses his own special orbs as well. Get that done. There's no reason not to. Otherwise, this Goku, I'm sure a lot of you have him. He is the, angry Goku that is able to tank any one-shot hit, basically. He's really, really good. Like, he's probably the best unit on this event, period. Him and LR Frieza, I would say, would probably be the best units on this event, period, other than this Gohan. This Gohan hits insanely hard against, well, his own event. But it's good because you don't actually fight anything other than physical types, like I was saying. So even though this is his Extreme Z Awaken, you don't actually go up against Gohan, for example. It's just up against Vegeta, ultimately, and you're good to go. So, you're really getting on my nerves. Wow. Sorry, Vegeta. I'm sorry, bro. That quote was killing me. So, ultimately, like, otherwise, I try to make this, as far as, like, my example goes, have a lot of options for, like, Rebirth, because you really want to utilize Rebirth. We also have access to LRVB, which I don't think he was acquirable at the time. He might have been. I don't think so. But he's another unit that would have a really easy time. You know, the Vegeta came a long time ago. You can drop off units and just try to funnel in more units that would have, the Rebirth link, because it makes it a lot easier across the board, and or prepare for battle. That's kind of like the amalgam that I went with here, or shocking speed in the case of Topo. Otherwise, Kabu would be a good replacement. SS3 Goku would be a good replacement. The STR Bardock would be a good replacement for that STR support slot. You can also even run more support and simply prioritize Gohan and Goku, because what I did ultimately is I had these two on rotation, I believe, most of the time, and I ran STR Ultimate Gohan. He's not too great. The defense boost is cool, but otherwise not so great. But, you know, these two on rotation did very, very well. The SS4 Goku kind of starts to struggle because he doesn't have the defense to back it up. But the other guys, I assume, would be really good too. Vegeta doesn't necessarily have that great of a defense, but he's still able to kind of allow you to net more damage against the opponent. So that's a really good option. But if you wanted to wait, here are a few other team options as well. As you see, we have the full-on Ginyu Force team. This is basically, because again, you have almost a month. You can do the event at any point, basically. This is basically like the I've waited fully for everything of 100% of my team choice. And of course, Technically, if you ask me, I would replace either Ginyu or Guldo, most likely Guldo, with the LR Ginyu Force, but can't do that. So yeah, because Global doesn't have them. But basically, that's it. They would all do increased damage. They would run through the event. And Jace does really, really well there. So does Raccoon. I didn't mean to click him, but he's a very good tank. Otherwise, here's another option. This is blending together two categories, the Ginyu Force one and the Namek Saga one, basically, because ultimately all the Ginyu Force characters are a part of the Namek Saga category. If we go ahead and show you guys this category again, these are units that are available. Now, I chose for this setup to try to use more STR and more units of that nature to have an easier time because, as you see, again, the event is entirely physical typing the entire time through, so it's a little bit easier if you use the STR types, especially because they can do increased damage. And Jace is actually one of the better units that you can possibly use on this event because of the fact that he is able to show you where the enemy is going to super attack, which allows you a little bit more viability defensively. Now, if you're wondering why a unit like LR Frieza did not make my final cut, is because it's very simple, actually, because he just doesn't have good key links. And if you look at the Ginyu Force characters, they all have rebirth. Literally everybody has a rebirth on this setup except for the Ginyu Force LR leader. So otherwise, they all have rebirth, and it's all very, very quick, easy chances at launching supers. But if I were to kind of make this team a little bit better in terms of being viable for JP, if that were my consideration, obviously I would do that because that, well, actually, I don't, honestly, I'd consider this, actually. I'd honestly consider that. I would honestly really consider that. But nonetheless, you know, obviously my consideration is more so with Global right now, but I did want to give you guys that option. And if you wanted to go more villain focused and actually utilize LR Frieza, because I can't deny the fact that LR Frieza is going to be really hard hitting if you can proc him well. Unfortunately, this guy does not Extreme Z Awaken yet on Global. At the time, he didn't Extreme Z Awaken on JP yet, as you would expect. But if you wanted to go more villain centric, you can utilize more of the Frieza characters that would allow you to have an easier time with the event by being able to give Frieza more links and stuff like that. Also, Gohan does have a secondary leader skill that allows you to give STR, whoops, wrong button, STR types 2 key and 30% of their attack, HP, and defense. I want to double check to see if there's a super or extreme. No, it's just STR in general. So you could really, if you really wanted to, you could do something like this, yeah. And then in this last spot, the reason I left it open is because it was 100% ambiguous versus like what you would want to do. If you really wanted to, though, you could go in and fill out that last spot with a unit like Hit or LR Rose. They wouldn't do super well defensively, but they'd allow this character to proc and be very, very good. And if you were to do that, honestly, I would probably consider dropping 1 or 2 of the Ginyu Force characters and or Frieza to just make it more STR focused. You can even, of course, run Extreme STR in that scenario because Extreme STR, if you had the opportunity, you know, there's not as many, but you do have the ability to run this team and run it well, actually. You know, so you'd be good off or well off with running Extreme STR technically as an option for the event as well, because there are characters in the category. I don't think there's any more really, but there's characters in the category. Well, that STR, the STR Golden Freezes would actually be decent, I guess, right? You could really do Extreme STR, to be honest. And especially if you kept the Hoi, because Hoi's really good. You have another support unit, too. Yes, my SR is SA10. No, I didn't use Kai's. So that's another option for you guys. But ultimately, like I said, I think this is the best team. Otherwise, the Ginyu Force team is the best team just in general, I would say, because you also have 2 of these guys floating around. Leader skill is actually very powerful, 100% and 3 key, with also offering the Ginyu Force characters literally 50% of a boost via the passive increase. So if we go over here to this unit, this is what makes it really good. It offers extreme class. So yes, Frieza, on that setup I was showing with Frieza, the reason why I put them there anyway is because technically the rotations would be those 2 in the middle and then those 2 at the bottom as far as like what would allow you to proc them well. And the reason why full power Frieza on the side note is there because he does have Universe's most malevolent with this Frieza, who unfortunately, like I was saying, does struggle for key. This Frieza, of course, is a free-to-play unit, by the way, but nonetheless, you can really make it work, especially if you have like Cool EZA / Fura the Fusion, and you know you can go from there. Yeah, he has, what is this, Fear and Faith? There's not really many options on the Namek Saga, if any, that actually have this link. So yeah, but he does have that with Janemba though. So like I said, Extreme STR is actually a really good sleeper option for this if you are trying to prioritize this Frieza. But yes, the Ginyu Force also gains an additional 20% boost. So you have two of those guys floating around, and it's not hard to see why this category is really good, actually, as a team in general, actually, and then also and also as the category for this, because they're also a part of the special category and stuff like that. And you know, the Ginyu and all those other characters are able to tank very, very well nonetheless, despite being weaker or having the type disadvantages. Here's Ginyu. Damage received is reduced by 50% when facing 2 or more enemies. That one's not applicable to this, but he does get self-sufficiency and 70% attack and defense the entire time versus this event. And at 100%, he's actually very valuable. And also, again, the support pass is running around. So ultimately, though, like I said, STR, then if you ask me what I would choose from there, I would say this is probably my next best choice. But this is really, honestly, like I said earlier, this guy's one of the better options. So honestly now, I'd say this is the second best team. Just in general, I think this would be it, actually. Then this is a close third, like a very close third, just because Goku is that good of a character. If you have him 100%ed, in fact, I 100%ed him just for that event, and it worked out very well. And then Extreme STR and or whatever this is. Anyways, hope that was helpful. Hope you all enjoyed. I tried to. Of course, I'm showing my game on the side. Typically, I don't do that with these types of videos, but I wanted to give you guys more visual representation. Like I said, on the screen now, you should see the guide as far as like what you could expect and gameplay wise and all that stuff. So hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you were new. Have an awesome day. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I will catch you all in the next Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video.